Hello beautiful people, welcome back to the channel. In today's tutorial, I want to show you guys how to create a mega menu for your WordPress website. Now in this tutorial, I'm going to be showing you guys how to create a mega menu for a e-commerce online store. And I showed you guys a full tutorial on how I created everything within this WooCommerce store inside of another video. So be sure you guys check that out. However, in today's video, I want to dedicate it solely on how to create a nice mega menu for your WordPress website. Now you will see that at a glance from the first thing that you see we have a basic header right here. So we have our logo, we have our menu, and then we also have a button right here, and then we have our cart widget. Now, if we were to, let's just say, look over or the drop down for contact, you'll see we have the basic drop down right here. And that's because I didn't necessarily want a mega menu for my contact page because I didn't need it. However, if we were to hover over the shop or the about page, you'll see this time we actually see a mega menu. So this just gives a different view or a different visual for the options inside of this drop down. Similar to our about, I actually have a little slider here showing the team. Now in this tutorial, I'm going to show you guys step by step how to do it and the plugins needed in order to make this happen. All right, so you will need the plugin or the tool called Crocoblock, which is right here. I'm on crocoblock.com. This plugin or this tool will help you create super dope dynamic websites. Like if you want to take your WordPress websites up a notch, this is the tool for you. This is the tool you need to get. Right away on the hero section of their website, you see right here they have 21 Jet plugins, they have 200 widgets, and they have over 200 templates. If you do want to take your WordPress websites up a notch or 10 notches, I would highly encourage you guys to add the Crocoblock tool into your suite of tools that you use within your freelance website business or your freelance web design agency or studio. Again, like you see right here, they help you build dynamic WordPress websites without any code. And like we just said above, 21 Jet plugins will allow you to do so much stuff. Guys, here on my channel, I share a lot about the different types of Jet plugins that you can use and how to do or create things with them for your WordPress website. Now, this is what we're going to be using in today's tutorial. I do have a link down below in the description box if you are interested in checking out Crocoblock for yourself and start using it. To follow along with today's tutorial, I will highly suggest you go ahead and click that link, purchase your license, and we can go ahead and get started with the tutorial. All right, so when you already have Crocoblock installed and activated, you'll then see it on the left-hand side. The next thing you need to do is go to the update and installations, because if you're new here, then you will have to add in the specific plugin that's needed. Now, obviously, I need to do some updates, but as you see, I have already had a lot of the Jet plugins installed for the main tutorial of creating this WooCommerce site. So I already have everything pretty much installed. However, yours will not look like that. Yours will have underneath the more included Jet plugins, which are licensed. You will see this tab and you'll see all of these plugins down here with a little install button. And what you will need is this one right here called JetMenu. Again, it will be down here with the install button. All you need to do is click on install, then you will see it pop up here, and then you need to activate it. I already have mine activated. Again, in today's tutorial, we will need JetMenu, so make sure you do have that installed. So now that we're back on the dashboard, we're going to scroll down to Appearance, Menu, and we're going to work with our main menu because this is the one that's in our header. Remember earlier when we installed JetMenu, it gave us these additional settings or this little pop-up that pops up next to our menu items. So let's go to the shop and start with that one. Let's open the settings. And for use mega content, we're going to toggle this on because we want to create a mega menu for this shop tab in our menu. For the content type, we're going to use Elementor, but be free to choose whichever bidder you're using, of course. And then we can go ahead and we can edit the mega menu. I'm going to start off by saving. And then I'm going to open up the editor to edit the mega menu. So as you see, it's going to bring up this little pop-up for you. You're still on the dashboard. You can tell I'm still on the dashboard, but it brings up this little pop-up with the Elementor. So a little mini baby Elementor you can use to create the mega menu. So for the shop mega widget, what we have is two containers. So we have a container on the left that's holding another menu here with a text in a divider. And then we have another container over here that's holding two more containers. So let's build this. So let's go ahead and add in our first container. So we have a main container that's going to go in the direction of a row because we have things sitting next to each other. But we also, inside of this container, have one more container. And this is going to be the container that's going to sit on the left with our menu. So let's click on this container. Make sure you're on the one that's inside. So we just open up the navigator. Now I'm not on the main container that's holding the whole entire mega content, but I am on the inner container, which we can just name this inner container. Let's name this inner container so you can understand the flow. So on this inner container, I'm going to give it percentage width of 50% so we can leave the same amount of room over here for the other stuff. And for this first one, let's go back to our reference. As you see, we have the title and another menu. So let's drop that in there. So let's go back to here. Let's add a heading widget first. Let's also add a divider. And let's add a menu. So let's type in menu, and this is the part that's super important. So we're using the JetMenu widgets, right? We're not going to use the nav menu, and we're not going to use the mega menu again for right here, because remember our main menu, which we just created here, is the mega menu. But in here, what we need is a menu that goes vertically like this. So what do we use is going to be this vertical menu. We're going to drop it in there and we're going to choose the menu. But as you see, we obviously don't want to choose the main menu again because again, this mega menu is going to pop up when people choose the shop or hover over shop. We don't want the same main things to pop up right here, the same main menu item. So we're going to have to make another menu. So we're going to come back to that in just a second. Let's go ahead and choose, let's just type in browse category or browse by category, colon. I'm going to go to the style tab. I'm going to give it my primary color and I'm going to change this to about, let's go with 1.5. No, let's go with 1.2 RAM. I think that's perfect. 1.2 RAM is pretty good. And for the divider, I'm going to make this only about 15% in width. I want to change the color to my primary color. I want the width of this or the weight to be, actually, let's just do 1.5. I think that's as close as we're going to get to the original one, but you guys get the picture. For the gaps, I'm going to remove all the gaps. I don't want anything right there, or let's put 0. I don't want anything right there. We just close it. That's what we see. And I can actually put the width to about 5. Yeah, that's perfect. And there we go. So now let's go ahead and publish this because we're going to have to come right back. Let's go ahead and create our menu. So you will see underneath the shop, we have another menu that sits inside that's going based off the category because the heading even says it right here, browse by category. So this is how it works. You have your main menu that you have on your website to navigate the different pages of your website. But when you create a mega menu, this means that anything underneath this specific tab will be generating more content for this specific tab or this specific page within the menu. So that means everything right here that we see is pertaining to only the shop. Well, what's inside of our shop? We have product categories. So you see all products and all the categories that we made earlier. So that's the menu we want to create because this is nothing but a menu. So we need to create another menu and call it our browse by category menu. We can call it category menu, but you get the gist. So let's create this menu first. So let's exit out of this, And what we're going to do is we're going to come back up here and we're going to create a new menu. This time we're going to call this, let's just call it category menu, and create the menu. Now, if you look over on the right, you see categories right here, but this isn't the categories we're looking for. This is basically the overall WordPress categories, but we don't necessarily have any categories specific for WordPress, but we do have product categories because we added them in this taxonomy here underneath the product tab. So how do we choose the product categories to be right here? It's simple, just go up to screen options and you want to just tick on the product categories. Now, if you close this, you see product categories right here. And if we open it, there go all of our categories. So remember, if you are looking for something WooCommerce related, always just go up here to the screen options and see what ticks that you need to have right here. I'm going to close that. And now when we open this, we want to go ahead and drop in all of our categories to our category menu. And there we go. We got our herbal teas, our herbal powders, our tinctures, and our bundles and our kits. So now we have all of our product categories in here, but we're missing one thing. I want the overall all products to be an option right here for mobile reasons, which we will get into a little bit later. So what I'm going to do is now go back to the pages and I'm going to choose the shop page and add that to the menu. Because you can still incorporate in your category menu, you can still incorporate anything that you want. So it can be a bunch of everything. You can even add a blog post in your menu if you want to. It's totally up to you. Now that I have the shop, I'm going to bring the shop back up here. I'm going to open this shop and I'm going to choose it or title it all products. Because this is the text or the verbiage that I want for my mega menu. So now I'm going to go ahead and save the menu. And now if I go back up here to where you can create a new menu, now since we have more than one, you see select a menu to edit. I'm going to choose this and go back to my main menu and then click select. I'm going to open back up my shop mega menu. I'm going to edit the mega menu content. And now what we're going to do is go back to the menu widget. We're going to drop in that vertical menu widget once more. Now we have the mega menu here. So now we're going to select the menu and we're going to choose the new menu that we just created, the category menu. And as you see there, we have all of our new categories right here, which is exactly what we want. So now I'm going to click on the menu, make sure I'm clicked on it. You have some settings right here, which you don't really need these because this menu is set inside of a mega menu, so it's not going to actually have an animation and all that stuff right there. But if, depending on what you're doing, if you have that, there are some settings, but we're going to go into the style tab. We don't necessarily need the main menu or the mega menu, but what we do need is the main menu items for this. But you have a ton of different, let's close that back. You have a ton of different editing options. Just go around, play with it and see what it does for you, and you can figure out, what you need to do. But for the purpose of my tutorial, I just made sure I went to the main menu items, and for the background color, I chose the accent color, as you guys see here. For the hover state, I'm going to make it be our primary color. So basically saying when people hover over it, I want it to change to this color. That way people can know something is happening, which is perfect. That's pretty much it. So now if I just close this out, you see we have our left side pretty much done. That's pretty much good for me. And we have some things that we had on our right side. So for the right side, we had let's just add another container in here. It's so hard to add that. Let's click on this container. Then let's add, and let's just click container. And we open up the navigator, and what we're going to do is just bring it out. Just going to move that like that, and there we go. Now we have our second container over here. All I'm going to do is give it about 25. Let's go with 25. Then I'm just going to duplicate this. I'm going to go back to the main container, and I am going to align everything to the center because I want these to be a bit shorter as I add my stuff in there. And that's pretty much it. So I'm going to go back to this one, and I'm not going to put anything in here just yet. But first, I do want to go to the style tab and give it a background image. So in our main one, you see what we end up doing was basically having the category images for the teas and then the category image for the powder. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay, so now that I have the herbal teas image here and then the herbal powders teas here, I'm pretty much good to go. So all I did was I have two containers, as you guys saw. I gave them a minimum height in pixels of 230 just so I can fill out the image a little bit more, seeing as if I'm not gonna put anything in here besides a button widget. You guys see that in just a second. And yeah, so all I did was go to the style, gave it the image. The image is set to be in the resolution of full, position, center, center. The default attachment, because I don't need that. Repeat, no repeat, and cover. And that's pretty much all I did for these. I will go into doing a border. So similar to what we had on our other one, I think we have some border radius here in a outline. So we're just gonna do, let's do 50, let's do 40, that looks a bit much. Do 40, and on the border color, let's just do 2 and give it our accent color. And I'm just going to right click, copy, right click and paste the style. And there we go. Oh, it changed the image. So let's go back to this one and change our image back. And there we go. So the next thing, all I did was just put in a button widget. That's what's set in there. And all I'm going to do is go to the main container, go to the layout, and I'm going to justify everything to the center and align it to the center so it can be directly in the center of this container. And all I'm going to do is change the text to say, let's do view teas. And I'm going to go to the style tab, and for the background color, for the background color, I will choose our primary color and then just do a little bit of the opacity. And there we go. Now I'm just going to copy this and paste it in here and give this container the same conditions. So justify to the center and align it to the center. The button in this one will say view, powders. There we go. If I just close this, now you see we got it right there. Ours look a little bit different. What did we do different? When I stretch it out like that, maybe it is their border. All right, so I did notice that for the border, I did on the other one only do 1 pixel for the border. So let's change that. Let's go to style, to the border, and do 1. That's pretty much it. Now, if I close this, I do see it's a bit of a gap right there. I don't want it like that. I think in the other one, I only did like 10 pixels of gap. So let's go here. Let's unlink these. And for the columns, I want 10. Yep, that's what I had. Perfect, perfect. Don't worry about it stretching out a little bit longer. It won't be this long, which we're gonna get right into in just a second, but that's pretty much all of what we needed for the mega menu. So let's go ahead and hit publish. Let's click on the X. Let's save this. And now you see it automatically gave us this little drop tab. And as we hover it, we now see our mega menu. Pretty cool. Now, right now it's on hover. So when you just simply hover on it, it brings up the mega menu, which is exactly what we want. It's super nice. Now we're just gonna keep it like this because I'm pretty sure you guys get the gist of it. Let's continue going on with the rest of the tutorial. Now let's do one for the about. Let's go back. Remember what we did with the shop? We just clicked on settings. We did use mega content. We chose our editor and then we added the mega content. All right, so for the about mega menu, you see we have 2 containers. We have 1 container with the content and another one with a carousel slider situation for the team. So let's edit this up. Let's go back to the editor. We have a 2 container, which is perfect. Now for this left one, we can do about, let's do 35. I think that's perfect. And for this one, we'll do 65. I mean, no, 75. There we go. So over here, all we're gonna do is drop in a heading. We're gonna drop in a text editor, and we're gonna drop in a button. And I'm going to go ahead and style this up how it needs to be styled up. All right, now that I have the left side pretty much fixed, I'm going to go over to the right side, and what we're going to be putting here is a carousel widget. So just type in carousel, and what you're looking for is this advanced carousel right here. So I'm going to go ahead and drop that in. So by default, it looks extremely ugly. So we definitely got to take some time to design it. And if you guys are familiar with Elementor, you guys know, you got your slides here. So if I just duplicate this, which I will need a few, you see you have it right there. You have some settings here and some additional options right there, and then you have some styling options. I'm going to go ahead and do my styles, and I'll come back and let you guys know everything that I did. Okay, so I have my advanced widget over here, and then I have my text over here. So we just close it out. That's what we have working with. And on hover, it stops moving and the color of the card changes, which is super nice. So I'm going to close this or open this back up. For this text, I do want it to be in the center so it can align perfectly with everything else right here. And that's pretty much good to go. So I'm going to go ahead and publish that. I'm going to exit. I want to make sure I save that. Exit. Now, if we go back to our home page, or we're constantly going back to our shop page, but you guys get the picture. All right, so now you see that the about now has to drop down, and as you see, there is our mega menu. So our shop has this mega menu, and our about has this mega menu, and everything works perfectly. Now it does look a bit squished, and that's only because, as you notice, our mega menu or our header is boxed in, meaning we have all this space on the right and the left because it's not full width. If it was full width, we'll have a bit more room to work with, because right now the mega menu, as you can see, I'll put some margins on the screen. You will see that it's taking up the exact space of the container that it's in. So this menu right here is a widget that sits inside a container. The mega menu sitting in this container, and its container starts right here and ends right here. If we give it a little bit more room, we will have this to be a little bit more spaced out. So keep in mind that you do want to make sure that you are putting your mega menu inside of a container. That way you can control its width a bit more. So let's go back to the header. So we're going to open up the tabs over here, and what we're going to do is go to the main header. We're going to go to layout, and where it says content width for box, we're going to put it at full width. Now if we do that, you see it stretches all the way across, which is what we need. So let's go ahead and let's publish this. Now if we go back to the website and we refresh, everything is to the end. So now if we do that, you see it stretches out a bit more, and that's exactly what we want. Now it looks a lot better and not squished up. And that pretty much wraps up today's tutorial. I just want to show you guys quickly how you can create a simple but useful mega menu for your WordPress website. Now, of course, we did use Crocoblock's JetMenu plugin, and as you see, we were able to create this super easy, and I already have it up and running for our WordPress website. Guys, if you are looking for one-on-one coaching or one-on-one classes when it comes to using WordPress or building out sites inside of WordPress, be sure to sign up for one of my classes. I will have them linked down below. Anyways, guys, that was pretty much it for today's tutorial. If you guys enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel out a lot, and I will see you guys in the next one.